Hello and welcome back to War Game with me, Gary. I've not been away from the community because I've been trying to keep in touch with what's going on and leaving lots of comments or as much as I can. Just trying to keep a footprint in the community. But the reason I've not been able to put any videos forward is because I've been relatively busy. When I say busy, I mean not just busy work and family and all the rest of it, which has been very busy. I've my daughter, bless her heart, or one of my daughters, bless her, is pregnant, due in December, and I'm absolutely over the world. So I'm very, very pleased about that. But I'm also very busy around that. My new job is turned out to be fantastic. I'm really enjoying it, but they're asking me to do various things. I suppose because of my experience in other fields, so they're asking me to do things like that. So that's keeping me very busy. And then trying to keep a footprint going in the wargaming is also been quite time consuming. So although I've not been making videos, that doesn't mean I've not been doing anything. Which brings us back to what you can see in front of you. So, I think most of you can see that these are a small group. I think there's 11 there, maybe 12. British Napoleonic riflemen. I think you could also use them as King's German Legion and maybe some others. So this is what I've been doing. So I decided to dip my toe into Napoleonics, which is something I've always been interested in. Just a minute. So of course what I actually mean is jumping into the swimming pool fully clothed and coming out completely soaking wet. Yes, this is what I've been doing over the last four weeks, I think it is. Sticking these together, mostly Perry's. There's a few Warlord in there. I think there's some at the back. Those of you with very good eyesight will see the heavy cavalry, British heavy cavalry. But I've got 2 regiments of British dragoons. I've got loads and loads of British infantry, although these are mostly Perry, as I said. There's a few Warlord in there. There are some Renegade from figures that I had left over, but mostly officers, just to bulk up the regiments. There's at the back there, at the very back where I'm pointing, are British Hussars, 2 regiments of British Hussars. There's a regiment of French Carbineers. There's a regiment of French Imperial Heavy Cavalry. I think it's the Grenadier à Cheval. Bit of French. And then lastly, there's a small group here of British officers, which I will have to get a whole load more of. So as you can see, not quite dipping my toe, more throwing myself headlong into the swimming pool, fully closed, as I said. Now, I'm not going to go too much into what everything is here, because I will be doing that. As I paint them, I'll go into it in much more depth. And I'm hoping to cover some of the history. I love Napoleonic history. I love all history, to be honest, particularly military history. So I will cover that. But I thought I'd just quickly... This is the main... These are the 2 main groups, all these British infantry. Can I bring those over just a bit, so that I don't have to keep swinging it round? I think that's a bit better. And then those 2 there. Okay. I've temporarily put them on cardboard movement trays, if you like, just so it's easy to work. As you can see, there is quite a lot of British infantry there. What I'm working on first off is, so my particular interest has been the Waterloo period, so the 100 Days War, which culminated in the Battle of Waterloo. But also Quadras and Ligny, like all those types of things, but also how it all came about, the structure of the 2 armies, or the 3 armies including the Prussian army, because they're all very different. How the Allies, the British Army, had, incorporated lots of Hanoverians and Dutch and Brunswicks and from all over Europe, just to put a decent sized army into the field, all that type of thing. So I'm really interested in all of that. But what I wanted to just quickly say here about so what you can see here is, well, originally it was going to be the First Corps, which it still will be. It'll be the First Corps infantry from the Allied Army. I believe it was the Prince of Orange who was actually in command, the overall command of the British First Corps. Now, what I've done, right, the thing with the First Corps, the first two divisions, the first two divisions, or the first two brigades, were Guard brigades, so British Guards. So I think it was the First Guards. I think there was 2 battalions of First Guard, which made up the First Brigade, and then there was two I think. Correct me if I've got this. If I've got this wrong. 2 battalions of Coldstream and a brigade, a battalion of the 3rd Guards Regiment, which would now be the Scots Guards. But I didn't feel, if I can just pick this chap up, the Perry plastic all have their shako covered. And I didn't feel that was what I wanted my Guard regiments to look like. I wanted them to have the plume, the shield at the front of the shako showing. I wanted them to look like Guards virtually on parade, and that's how I'm going to paint them, like in all their pomp and ceremony. So what I'm actually going to do is I will still use these figures, which is handy because it gives me plenty of figures there for other British regiments in the First Corps. I mean, there's loads there, so I can still get onto that. So there's no need for me to not collect other figures whilst I'm painting these up. So, but what I will, but I'll probably, I know Front Rank, ever since there was that talk about them closing up, or I think they're looking for someone to take over. Oh, I wish I had that kind of money and age. I'd have loved to have done that. But I know they're looking for a new buyer. So I think there's been a certain amount of panic, everyone wanting to make sure they get as many front rank figures as they can. And so I think that once because at the moment they on their website it says that they can't take any more orders at the moment. I think that's what it says. I mean, they might have lifted that now. I'll have a look tonight. But what I will do is, when they do, I'm going to try and get as many British infantry figures from them as I possibly can before whatever happens, whether they close or they sell. I mean, I don't know if anybody has been interested in buying them. Perhaps they could let somebody know on our community so that we don't keep panic buying. And also the other thing would be if they let the community know, then we can say, well, hold on just a minute. Why not wait until it's moved across to the new owner or Front Rank, whoever that's going to be, and then we can buy lots of figures from that new owner, which will encourage them to keep Front Rank going. I don't know if that's good business or not. That's not my area of expertise, if I have an area of expertise, but I don't know. Let me know if you think that makes any sense or not. In my very small peanut brain, it makes sense, but that's not going to stop me. That's not going to stop me buying some British Napoleonic infantry from Front Rank and in order to start building my Guards regiments. So that's what that's my plan, and that's what I've done. So that's where I've been. So if you've not seen videos, I hope that's an explanation why I've not been producing videos, but I'm hoping to correct that now, because I've got as you see, plenty to work on. So yeah, that's the plan, and hopefully I'll start producing more videos again. Like at the end, well, you know, from now. So if not every not every week, at least every other week, I would hope. But yeah, because there's a lot. I mean, there is a lot to do, and between producing the videos and painting the figures, it takes up a lot of time. And then we've got life as well, life and work. My work won't be going on for much longer. To be fair, a year and a half. I've got a year and a half before I retire. So that's I'm working a bit harder in order to enable me to retire early. So anyway, look, that's me done. I've given you a quick rundown of what I've been doing. It would be a miss of me not to mention that Harlequins won the Gallagher Premiership, which I'm amazed at. I'm sure Don would be amazed as well, that we somehow or other pulled it all together after the start we had to the season and then finished champions. We only just qualified for the playoffs in 4th position, and then somehow or other managed to win the whole thing brilliantly. So yeah, so that's that. A quick note to the England football team. Real shame. I think the team played as well as they could be expected to play. Italy were a brilliant squad. I mean, their defence was amazing. So you can't. I don't think you can knock anybody for not doing their best. And penalties. England football team and penalties. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, that's me done. All the very best, everybody, and I'll speak to you later. Take care. Bye bye.